Hi and welcome to another tutorial. In today's lesson we'll learn how to recreate this cool looking video and text effect using Adobe After Effects. So anyways guys, let's jump in. So the first thing that we have to do here is we have to import our footage. So I'm just going to go over here to the project panel and I'm just going to go and right click and go file import. Cool. So now once I have my clip, I can already see that the resolution is 3840 by 2160, which is a good size for the composition. It's going to be in 4K. All I need to do is just drag that to my timeline. Cool, so now I have my clip here in the timeline and it's just a simple drone shot flying through these trees to reveal the beach. You can use any clip that you want. Pexels Video is a good source for finding some of these clips. You can get a drone shot if you like. I'll leave a few links in the description below and you can test them out. So once we have our footage, the next thing that we need to do is I'm just going to add an adjustment layer here. And on top of the adjustment layer, I'm going to look for an effect called Lumetri Color. And I'm just going to go down to the Creative tab and I'm just going to put a LUT on this. So I'm just going to go and maybe pick SL Gold Rush. Maybe I will pick the other SL Gold Rush. So now it's got like a more uniformed color and I think that looks pretty cool. If you don't like this LUT, you can use whatever you want and you can always change the intensity as well. But I quite like it somewhere around 70. So I'm pretty happy with that. The next thing that we need to do is we are just going to add a new text layer. So I'm just going to write the word fly. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to align it to the center of my composition. So if you don't see that align panel over there, you can go to window and then you can go to align. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit this button over here, toggle switches, until you can see the track map. And what we are going to do is we're just going to grab this pick whip and we're going to put it onto that text layer. And boom, already you can see what has actually happened. Now, in the new version of Adobe After Effects, they have made doing this kind of work much easier because you can just drag the pick whip and just put it on the layer that corresponds to it. So I think that looks pretty cool. I'm just going to hit S for scale and I'm just going to bring that up slightly just so it's a little bit bigger. Now from here, we can do a whole range of things. For example, if we create a small animation that will fly through these letters, all we have to do is we just have to move this pan behind anchor point tool. So we're just going to come over here. We're going to grab that and we're going to move it to where we want it to zoom through. So I'm going to get it to zoom through from about there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to scale. I'm going to press S again for scale. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit that stopwatch for scale at the first frame. And I'm going to move to the end of the composition. So my composition probably going to be, I'm going to cut it to about 11 seconds. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to increase it until you can no longer see the letters anymore. So maybe something like that. So now if we scrub through that, you can see that now we have the word fly and then it kind of goes through it and that looks pretty cool. Now to make it look even better, what we can do is we can highlight both of those keyframes and then if you go to animation, keyframe assistant, easy ease, or just press F9 on your keyboard, now you have a smoother animation that goes through there. But we can take it even one step further if we open up the graph editor and then we can play around with some of these settings. So for example, if you want like a peak in the middle, you can grab both points here and you can kind of see what's going to happen. So it starts off slow and then it hits that peak and then it kind of reveals there. So you can see that it starts off slow and it's going to increase as the L goes through and then it reveals at the end. So you can do the graph however you like, but that is just one suggestion. And then the final thing that we can add to this is just a little bit of noise and grain. Now you can do this on the adjustment layer or you can create another new adjustment layer if you want. And I like to just put a little bit of noise on there. So maybe bump this up to about, I don't know, 7 or so. And now we have a little bit of grain in that footage. And I think that looks really good. So yeah, so this is a quick tutorial. I hope you guys learned something. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.